710 ESPN Seattle presents
The Calabro Show Warmup, powered by the law offices of Heidi Hunt.
Welcome to the Warmup. We're talking about body features here. Probably because we were checking out the Sports Illustrated cover model today, right? I had issues with that. We'll talk about it on the show at some point. She's 19. Why do I have issues with that? Is it because my daughter's 20?
You're asking me a lot of questions that only you can answer yourself.
Well, help me with it. Pretend you're my damn therapist or something.
Okay, that'll be $400. Number one. I'm 39, so I'm right on the edge of being creepy old man. But you're well into the creepy old man stage.
Very much so.
That's my simple analysis of the situation.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. But we were talking not only about the swimsuit model, but we were talking about his nose being rather large.
If I go to the side, I kind of look like the side of the Seahawk helmet. Check it out.
How's it look? Does it look Seahawkish?
Get some silver on the side there. I already have the silver with my hair.
Yeah. And I've got the satellite dish ears, the lobeless ears.
Check these things
out.
No
lobes.
These are the biggest ears in radio. And what a lot of people don't realize is when he puts the headsets on, they actually look like one of those internal plugs that go in. They're so big, those ears.
Does it cover the whole thing though, the headset?
Oh no, no.
Doesn't cover the whole thing.
It looks like trying to put a dime on top of a pumpkin.
And my daughter, as I mentioned before we started the warm-up video, she's mad at, well, she's not mad at me, but she's disappointed that I didn't pass along any lobes, because when you're a female, you'd like to have lobes for the piercing of the ears. So there you have it. Is that interesting?
How do I segue out of that? We'll be back and set up the show right after this.
That'd be good. Welcome back to the warm-up. We're talking body parts here on the Kevin Calabro Show. Now, we're going to have some serious discussion, but it's more fun when the train is off the tracks, isn't it? We're talking Valentine's Day.
Controlled chaos.
Yeah, Valentine's Day. Jeremiah, what's the guy's name? Jeremiah Jackson? Mm-hmm. Guy from Sacramento. He was on with Bob and Graz from Think Big Sacramento. He wrote the letter to Christopher Hansen yesterday, just basically chastising him for trying to steal their kings, but Christopher Hansen's not trying to do that, and so we'll probably get into that. Jeremiah Jackson. He was on the radio for 20 minutes and said what? Nothing?
He seemed to distance himself from the letter that he wrote, telling Chris Hansen to keep his hands off his Kings. Basically, here's a guy who is worried about Sacramento leaving town, the Kings leaving town, and I think he's got some misplaced anger. This is not a Seattle stealing Sacramento's team. This is a Sacramento problem with its own local government. And if the team turns out that it won't play in Sacramento, obviously Seattle's a viable option. The comparison between Clay Bennett coming in, taking a team, holding a city hostage, and then moving it to Oklahoma City to this situation, to me, is a joke. They are two completely different things. On the surface, yes, it would be one city ending up with another town's team, but the dynamics of the situation are totally different. So I don't like that comparison. I don't like that comparison, and I don't like the comparison of Jeremy Lin and Tim Tebow. It's driving me bananas. Tim Tebow won 2 national championships and a Heisman and was drafted in the middle of the first round. Jeremy Lin couldn't get a Division I scholarship. He was going to be cut 2 weeks ago. Jeremy Lin was. Stop the Tim Tebow, Jeremy Lin comparisons, and I'm done.
All right, Steve Sandmeyer, we're going to have that today. We're going to. Well, you sound like you're in a good mood today. I mean, you're fired up.
Well, Jessamine gave me the chocolate-covered espresso double truffle, and now I'm bouncing off the walls.
That could be it. You know who else we have?
Getting a little edgy.
Jerry Brewer from the Seattle Times.
Okay.
So we'll have him at 3:30. Clayton at 4 o'clock. You can never have too much John Clayton, so we'll have him at 4. Ryan Divish, 4:30 from the News Tribune. You looking forward to talking to Divish?
You want to talk about physical features of guys that are on the radio. Ryan Divish, the human pony keg.
He is, isn't he?
His head.
He's stout.
Oh, his head, it's like Sputnik. His head, it's got its own gravitational pull.
Heat!
The heat! Pants!
His whole body.
It's all right. He'll cry himself to sleep on his big pillow.
I would not want any part of Ryan Divish in a fight. I do know that. And then Greg Johns. I could maybe take Greg Johns. SeattlePI.com.
Our guest now?
He used to be with SeattlePI.com. I don't know where that came from.
Boy.
I have no idea what I said.
And I'm the one who's on edge
I
today.
have no idea.
Whoa,
Greg
hey.
Johns with MLB.com. He used to be a teammate of mine over at the Post-Intelligencer. He covers the Mariners now. That's the Kevin Calabro Show. Join us. Where'd you go? 3 o'clock today with Steve Sandmeyer in the overhand right. Thank you. Go Cougs.